I always felt a little different growing up. I was like a super spiritual kid, and I never quite felt like I was like everybody else. I always went off doing my own thing. I'd never kind of follow everybody with whatever they were doing. I didn't really get involved in the regular girly chats that the girls would be interested in. I wouldn't care about all that stuff. I was into music, and I would talk to God all the time. I just was a bit weird. And so music helped me to kind of let my feelings out when other people my own age wouldn't be able to quite understand what I was trying to talk about at that age. With any types of problems that I had growing up, music always helped me to talk that out. And so it made me feel better, for sure. My mum was my first manager, and she really believed in me right from the beginning, and so did my dad. So they were really behind me. So my mum would take me around to record companies. I'd go there with my little keyboard. It was just really funny. People always had an excuse as to why they couldn't stick their neck out for me and try to give me a break. They would sometimes say to me, you need to straighten your hair, you need to lose weight, you need to sing more pop, you need to sing less urban or less soulfully. Or then on the other side of the spectrum, I'd go in and they say, you're too pretty, you need to go on TV first and then you can get a break. Like, it just was very strange growing up experiencing those things, because I guess because I was a bit different, which most people are a bit different. Most artists are a bit different. That's why we end up as artists. And people just, because you're different, they feel uncomfortable and they don't know what to do with you. That took its toll on me from a young age. And by the time I was about 18, I felt like I don't think I can do it. So I'm just gonna be a songwriter and stay behind the scenes. I was in my bedroom figuring out how I was gonna put my life back together. I had the keyboard in front of me and I started to just play some chords, and I had just poured out my heart on the keys, and I started writing Call on Me. So as I was writing that, it was me talking to God, asking God why you would put something in my heart and soul for me to want to do something so bad that wasn't meant for me. And what I realized at that time was the fact that I knew that I was the only one that could get myself out of it. It wasn't God that was going to just pluck me out and be like, okay, well, here's your blessing. It doesn't really work that way. It's more that you have to pull yourself up out of the situation. After I wrote it, I felt like, man, I don't know if anyone can sing this the way that I sing it. So I sent it out to a bunch of people, and then this one guy, P Money, sent me a production back, and I played it in my car and I started crying. And I knew that it was a bit special. And I ended up seeing an indie label in Australia and getting myself a little deal. And I thought, okay, well, I'm gonna give this one last shot and see what happens. And then basically, they believed in me. It started to pick up slowly, and some stuff was happening online, and Perez Hilton was tweeting about it, and a bunch of people were talking about it. But it wasn't until the label got Ryan to do the remix that everything just went from here to like this. So there were 3 music videos for Call on Me. In the original, some guy dies in the end, and it was just too much, and I just felt like, no, this is so depressing, and this is not what this song's about, and it doesn't represent me at all. So I went and shot a music video with my friends. So I got my own money and I paid for it, and we basically went through this place called Kiama, and we just did a whole bunch of shots. I grew up fishing with my dad there, so it kind of made sense for me to go back to where I began and shoot a video there. And I was super stoked about that. But then when Ryan's version blew up, we needed some type of backdrop for that version. So we did a new video in LA, and we got a bunch of dancers in there, and we did this levitating scene, which was really cool, which I've now used as part of my show sometimes. But yeah, I guess 3 music videos for 1 song. The fun never stops, and it just keeps going on. So yeah, it's been good so far.